Hey guys, this is the kitchen build right now. So I had done the one video of that slab at one point, and I've just left those cement blocks in place until now when I am ready to do Aircrete in this second section. And since that slab video, I got all those shelves out of here, and I just did this countertop yesterday. So it's not fully cured, but it's hard enough to just gently put things on there. So basically the ceiling is insulated. We'll end up putting a finish on the door, and then this wall here is separating this room now, and a door will go there so that the greenhouse, outhouse, and then the way up to the courtyard is separated from this insulated kitchen area. So today I just removed that first cinder block, and I just wanted to get this on the camera or whatever before I removed all that. And so I'm going to remove that and then build a dam there, and then I'll end up pouring all of this with the Aircrete. So I'll check back in after I'm ready to on to the next step. Alright, so I use a bit of extra foam to get the dam watertight, and I'm not even going to put paper over it like I've done before, because I think I'll be able to, just because of the strength of the Aircrete, I think I'll be able to break it off and get them clean regardless. So we've got our first batch here. And let's see the pour. All right. So there's batch one. I was thinking I was going to have to do 3 batches, but it might just end up being 2 for now. But there's one, and I'm going to make the second one as quick as possible. Okay, ready for batch number 2. And I think it will be the third one to really get this all up to the level I want it. And then I know it'll slump a bit. So number 3 coming up next. And time for batch 3. This one is a little bit less volume. Might just finish it off for today. So that's pretty good. Lost a tiny bit over there. Just flatten that out, keep the creatures off it, and get the rest of that, and we'll see how much it slumps after. So after I skimmed it out roughly, it does a pretty good job of filling the space as long as it doesn't slump too much. So we'll check in tomorrow. Okay, so here is the next morning. There's a fair amount of slump, maybe even a third of it. This right here, the dog had gone in there, and the chicken had gone over there. So I tried to even it out. But you can see over in that corner, maybe 2 to 3 inches of slump. Whereas over here, it didn't slump as much. Probably because that's the lay of the ground. Some of it went from underneath there to there. So you see on the top the cracks as it flowed underneath to fill that. So it's just about hard enough to take this next batch of Aircrete without popping the previous batch, and I'm hoping that with just this one extra, we'll be good. And it basically looks like that'll be enough, so I'll just scrape that out and get one more shot of that. So here we are after the second batch, which is overall 4 bags of Portland in 4 different batches, 3 yesterday, 1 today. So now we're up to pretty much up to level over here and all the way around. It was slumping the most in that far corner last time, and we'll see how it is after this time. If you listen, I don't know if you can hear that, but you can hear the bubbles popping, which is what causes the slump, and you can actually see it. You can see it as well. So I'll take one more of this probably at the end of today, because it'll probably be pretty clear. The final slump will be done by the end of today. And ideally, if it doesn't slump too much, this will be ready for the mortar coat next. I'll just have to try to keep the animals off it until then. Over and out. Okay, so it's the next morning. I just put that lath over with stuff holding it down to prepare for the mortar coat to go over it. And I just got this before doing that because I forgot to take a follow-up of this Aircrete. So the second pour slumped a lot less. There's just a few low points, like right here. This corner is kind of the main one, but it's all level enough, good enough, and cured enough. If I push, oh, it's not even giving. It's pretty strong. I think that's because I'm making a bit thicker batches now, so that it all gets stronger. So I'm about to do mortar and cover it up. You can see the animals didn't spare me last night as much as I tried to keep them out. We got some cat and some chicken tracks. So all this will get mortared over. Got an interesting drain technique going on with that PVC pipe. Kind of untested, but I think it should work. And I'm going to apply this now, and we'll just go around all these objects, leave it there for a couple hours before doing a second batch to fill in all the holes. And I'll check in after this one is done. So after one batch of mortar, it's just about covered. I was able to lift up many of those things holding the lath down, except for a few. So by the end of today, in about 6 hours, probably be able to, animals walking on it will be okay. And then by tomorrow morning, I'll be able to walk on it. And then I'll either finish it up today or tomorrow. And then the floor of the kitchen is done. The next Aircrete pour is right here, which is the outside area, which is going to get, that little area will get insulated and then get mortared over. This one is still drying before it gets its final coat. And so we'll pour this one. That will definitely fill that area. More than enough. Okay, well, there you go. I'll just scrape that out now. Alright, level it out. And here is this little landing here after the Aircrete. Did a pretty decent job of leveling. I'm sure it'll slump a bit, but there's plenty of insulation there, so I'll just end up mortaring over it regardless. Alright, so here we are the next morning. This one spot, the first Aircrete one, the way I did it, that ended up being a high spot right there. So a lot of that was fixed with the second batch, which I did yesterday. So I brought it all the way over to here. That also covers that pipe there. And now this step down is quite a bit deeper. So where the cinder blocks will be, there will be one intermediate step. But in general, it's cured enough to walk on, but I don't want to walk on it much because I don't want there to be any cracks. And got the refrigerator, little fridge up there on the counter, so pretty soon we'll be able to clear out a lot of these tools, finish up the ceiling and the walls, and then over here, here's this Aircrete batch. Has slumped a bit, but I'm gonna mortar over that today as well, so that this little landing is also mortared. And then should be ready for a door in here and some finishing insulation and all sorts of stuff. But this is great progress to get the floor all done. All right, here's the floor. This part's all cured. This walking pad thing, I'm gonna pull that pole out. It's just a little drainage hole if it gets any water. This one is all poured. You can walk on this. And so this will be on the outside, but it's still insulated underneath to insulate the ground. And then this is well insulated underneath for the kitchen. And just wanted to get this sort of conclusion video before I do the report, which I'm doing right now. By the way, if anyone sees this video who doesn't know what the report is, it's a weekly report I do, which has all the pictures of all the different build projects which are going on around here, and you can check back on all the old weeks to see everything that's been built. So that's in addition to the video stuff.